The next car phone mount for your iPhone? This is MacVoices. This edition of MacVoices is supported by RemoteHQ. Collaborate as if you were in the same room. Visit remotehq.co/MacVoices for a free trial and 3 months free with the code MacVoices. RemoteHQ is the answer to your collaborative needs when your team is remote or can't meet in person. Just like in 2020, just like in 2021. Just like if you were in person, RemoteHQ lets everyone interact, contribute, and make changes on the screen. If things get out of hand, you can take control when you need to, or just let the team run with their ideas and projects. And it's so easy. RemoteHQ can make any website into a collaboration space. The customizable workspace is just that, customizable. You can add apps, browse online resources, focus on documents, or on your team's faces, whatever suits your needs. And what happens in your workspace can stay in your workspace with RemoteHQ's digital trail that not only captures what happens, but is searchable. So you can find that great idea that maybe didn't seem so great at the time. Those are just some of the features that make RemoteHQ the best place to bring your remote team together. Visit remotehq.co/MacVoices to find out for yourself and sign up for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the code MacVoices for 3 months free. That's remotehq.co/MacVoices for a free trial and 3 months free with the code MacVoices. Thanks to RemoteHQ for their support of MacVoices. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is a MacVoices briefing on the Kaistyle car phone mount for your iPhone. So there are a lot of great car phone mount options out there for your iPhone, but I don't find that a lot of them address my needs. So let's talk a little bit about some of the feature sets, and then we'll get to the mount itself. So first of all, I don't care for the mounts that requires any kind of adhesive to stick to my dash. I just don't have good luck with those, with removing them. They always seem to leave a discoloration or some residue from the glue, or even sometimes a little bit of damage. And that's just not something I'm a fan of. So I've pretty much put those off to the side. The second thing is that I do prefer a magnetic car mount, because no matter how great the clamps or the spring-loaded versions of the mounts work, they're too much trouble. They're more trouble than they're worth. I want to just be able to take my phone, stick it on the magnet, and then go, and have it be secure. Then just with a little extra pressure, pull it off and go. So that's my preference. Maybe it's not yours. The third thing is charging. Everybody got excited over Qi charging and MagSafe and all that, but I kind of find those useless, because if I'm using CarPlay, and we'll talk about CarPlay in a minute, if I'm using CarPlay, I've got to plug my phone in anyway, so it's automatically being charged. Now, the exception to that is, of course, if you're driving one of the higher-end cars out there with wireless CarPlay, and maybe in the future, if we all get wireless CarPlay, that'll be great. It'll be a much bigger issue to be able to charge your phone in the car. But for me, I just don't see it. So I'm kind of reduced down to the vent mounts. I don't like some of the vent mounts because they mount over the vent, and that means a couple things. First of all, it's blocking the vent for the hot and cold air that's supposed to come from the vent to keep me comfortable. But it's also putting a lot of hot or cold air on the back of my iPhone. Not sure that's good for it in the long term. So I keep looking around for the perfect vent mount or car mount, and whatever the options are. And I came across the Kaistyle vent mount and was skeptical, frankly, because of the price, but thought I'd give it a shot and see how it went. And I have to tell you, it's made me a convert. A couple great things about this mount. First of all, as you can see in the photo, there's a little hook that goes into your vent, and then you screw it down onto the fin instead of just having it there by pressure, because sooner or later those pressure pads wear out and they just never seem to be all that secure. With this, you are screwing things down tight to the vent. It also mounts the phone a little bit away from the vent, and depending on how you adjust it to go up or down, you can actually move this above the vent or below the vent so that the vent is not completely blocked. It might be partially blocked depending on the orientation and the size of your phone, but it is not completely blocked. Third, this thing has some of the best magnets I've seen in a car phone mount in all my experimentation. Now, this does require that the metal plate be either adhered to the back of your iPhone using some of that nasty adhesive I mentioned, or you can just put it between the back of your iPhone and the inside of your case, and then let the magnets work through the case. And this has worked for me in all but the thickest cases that I've had, and I really haven't had any cases that didn't work at all. Again, these mounts are really strong, so when you mount your phone on there, it's going to stay right there. You can mount it portrait, you can mount it landscape, it stays exactly where you put it. And that too is really important because obviously this is an expensive piece of gear that you don't want falling off the mount all the time. So, and that's it. That's what it does. It installs on your vent, on the fins of your vent. You can angle it, you can rotate it, you can angle it toward you if you're the driver, you can angle it toward the passenger if they want to be watching a video while you drive. While they're watching, you're not. You can angle it up, you can angle it down. Again, it's a 360-degree ball head, so you can see how it adapts to whatever use case you want to put it to. But the most important thing is it stays where you put it, it doesn't block the vent, and it's not terribly expensive. And it's very easy to install, believe me. There's nothing to do except unscrew the threads, slide the piece through the vent, and let the little hook engage on the back of the vent, and then screw it down tight. Installs in just a couple minutes. So if you are looking for a vent mount that is secure and is versatile, this is the one that I've bought, and I've been using it now for a number of months. It has not failed yet. It has not damaged my vent. It has not caused me any problem, and it's honestly a pleasure to use because the phone is exactly the way I want it. I want it on my dash. I want it visible, and it's right there for me. So go check it out. It's $11.99 on Amazon as I write this. And if you think, boy, that's cheap, yeah, it is. But it has not broken. I have not had any problems with it. Even if it did, I think I'd go back and buy another one just because this is so well designed and has solved all my problems. So the Kaistyle magnetic car mount for your iPhone. Check it out. I don't think you'll be dissatisfied. I'm Chuck Joyner. That's it for this MacVoices briefing. We'll be back again soon. Until then, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.